Revolutions or reformations, or just slow and steady. As thousands of Americans all around the country have been sitting on their couch and watching the PBS program on the American Revolution every night this week, let us ask the same hard question they had to wrestle back then and apply it to the church. How do you know when it is time for a revolution? And when you should just work quietly and do slow and steady change within the system that's already there. Our particular church has an actual, what we call a fundamental belief, number 14, in our beliefs that says we stand for unity. But the church started in a revolution. It's called the Millerite movement, when thousands of people were kicked out of their churches or they left on their own because they were excited about something new and fresh, and the old churches just wouldn't accept it. And people wanted to start something new. Every Protestant church is a direct result of a group of monks and priests 400 years ago, 500 years ago, and they tried to reform the church by slow, steady letters and persuading and preaching, praying. And finally, they just had enough, and they nailed 95 Theses on the door, October 31, and said, enough is enough. And they had a reformation, and they had to blow up what was there before and start something completely new. How many local churches have been started because some group of young people or a couple families just felt like they could not make change in the church that needed to be done, whether it was about the music or the worship services or the young people or the children or the building or something. And they said, we can't get heard. And so they blow it up and say, okay, we're going to start something new. And it's fresh and dynamic and exciting and a church plant. But it came out of revolution, not unity. How do you know when God wants you to stay humble, and work slowly, and work within the team, and move incrementally, inch by inch, to persuade and educate and model and change and grow towards the ideal? You're always moving to the ideal, but slow and steady. And when does God say, no, it is time for a revolution? It's like the prophets in the Old Testament. We're going to go and pull down all the idols. We're going to cut down all those Asherah poles. We're going to get rid of the prophets of Baal. And we're going to get everybody back worshiping the true God again. Revolution, reformation. Will we need another revolution in the church or reformation before the final revival, when the final message will go with power all over the world? Can we get our leaders at every level to take the issues seriously? Empty seats in churches, or the loss of young people, or the challenge of finding really good pastors in every church. All these challenges. Are we sure that the message that we have right now is the message that will be the final revival remnant message? And is what we have someday going to become irresistible to people? Or is there something new that Jesus is going to want to take to the next level? Jesus said in John 10, I have sheep not of this fold, but I must bring them also to something new. Will that be by disruption and a revolution, or will it be by slow and steady growth, incremental? Will there need to be some new prophets calling us to something much bolder and new and radical? And that will lead to the three angels' messages going everywhere. If God wanted a revolution, would you follow it? Would I? Would you help lead it? Or would you be part of the group that said, no, I think we ought to, like the Loyalists and the Tories in the early days of the American Revolution, they did not want a rupture with England. Or if God wanted to work slow and work with the church as it is in unity, would you go along with that? Or would you be one saying, no, we've got to blow some things up? How do you know if you're on the right side or the wrong side of a revolution or a reformation? One writer wrote, we have much to learn and much to unlearn. But also said the church will appear to fail, but it will not. It is the apple of God's eye, and it is going to win in triumph at the end of the world. How do we balance those two messages? Think about it. Thanks for being with us. Try to mark it down and subscribe. Say you like it, write us a comment, and help us build and get more people to be aware of what we're trying to do here with Grace Force YouTube. God bless you all. So we'd love it if you enjoy what we have made, if you can like it and forward it on to other people, and we'll build the ministry on social media. Grace Force YouTube. God bless.